Howdy do everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the series of Wondershare Entertainment's karting with Teamsport. We are back with our second 50 lap race. As you guys can probably see, I am in one of the most daunting positions on this track. We are P1, which is pretty good, but this is basically turn 1 here is basically Azerbaijan in the F1. You know, the first corner is really close to the line. We're going to go out for our formation lap, and you're going to see me doing some hand signals probably. Yeah, there you go. Basically, I'm trying to ask if we're going for the formation lap or if we're gridding up. The marshal there doesn't react, so I'm just going to go round. You probably just saw that I went round that. I put my foot down going around that corner. That's just me trying to work out if I can actually go flat out through the corner if I was stationary on the inside, because obviously I'm P1. I want to get a good start because otherwise I'm going to get hit. And after confirming that you can actually go round there flat out from the inside while being stationary, you actually get the red flag here. Basically just so we don't have to have the red flag test during the race like we did last time. And guys, yes, you probably saw in the intro we actually here with Austin and Isaac. This is Isaac's first ever 50 lap race. And they're actually starting P2 and P3, which puts even more pressure on me to get going, because Isaac has recently been improving quite a bit. I think to the point in which he's only two seconds off of my personal best, 1 second off of my session best of what it was back then. Anyway, we're actually coming up to the grid now to get into our grid spots. I'm being told to slow down here, which is fair enough. I probably was going a bit quick. We come around the final corner, give the marshal the thumbs up. I know where I'm going to go. I'm starting on the inside, and because last time I started from towards the back and this is only my second 50 lap race, this is pretty daunting for me and I am quite nervous. But now I know I can go flat out through this corner, I feel a little bit more relaxed. I feel like I've got a little bit more intel, and I can hopefully maintain this lead without getting hit. So, while we wait for everyone to grid up, let's wait for the lights. Welcome to this year's 50 lap race as we look to the lights. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. We get a really good start, foot to the floor, round that corner, and we've actually pulled a fair bit of a gap because of that start. We're just calmly, we're frantically going around each corner trying to pull that gap. And going down to turn 7, this is the corner I feel like I still need to improve on, but we get that done fairly well. And as it is a red flag out, as we look behind us, we are, yeah, our competitors are all the way at the other end. I've actually pulled out quite a big gap there. The marshals do say that any incident that would usually cause a yellow flag on the first lap would instantly be a red flag for understandable reasons. So we're going to go back to green flag, and that will complete the first lap of the race. Now Austin and Isaac have been overtaken for P2, and the guy who's actually overtaken is pretty quick. So I've got to overtake any back markers as quickly as possible, so I could try and maintain this P1. P2 is closing in with every back marker that slows me down, so I've got to try and overtake them as quickly and as cleanly as possible here. got some more back markers in. They actually are slowing me down here, which is letting P2 catch up, which is not good. We throw a desperate dive down the inside of turn 4, and we do actually get the move done there. Here on lap 6 we're catching up to some more back markers here. I'm going to throw it down the inside of one of them. We're going to try to go around the outside of number 14 here. However, we just can't, we just run out of road there. So we go around the outside of turn 4, which becomes the inside of turn 5. And that is how it's done. We're going around to start lap 8 here. We've got a back marker going to let us through, but in a weird way as we actually slam into the side of the dome. I do apologise. I do wish that didn't happen, but they didn't really give me much room and they were quite slow compared to the speed that I was carrying. Anyway, we get past them fairly quickly, not so cleanly, but a pass is a pass, and hopefully next time when we pass them it will be clean. Anyway, up ahead we have our worst nightmare in this situation. I want to remind you guys that P2 is still a threat here. And we have a train here, which I believe is being led by Austin, but I can't actually remember if that's true or not. Here we are, we caught up to the train. Let's see how many we can overtake going down turn. Oh my god, there's a pretty big shunt there. And this is going to be a red flag because quite a few of them actually come together. And they're in the wall, as you can see right here. I think P2 has taken... yeah, that's P2 there. I think P2, when the red flag came out, was on the ramp. So he's basically glided down and he's now a lot closer than I would have liked. Go to yellow flag here, and we still got a back marker in front of us here. I'm going to try and overtake him fairly quickly. Going down into turn 1 perhaps. No, I think we're too far behind for that here. Let's try somewhere else. We're going to stick to the back of him for the time being and just hope that P2 just doesn't get any ideas. Maybe we might get them into turn number 7 here as we go for the inside. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get them down into turn 7. The rear does step out a bit there, but we managed to save it. And the overtake is done. And position myself for a bit of a bodacious move there. And yeah, this Carter's driving style was a bit iffy. He will act like he's going to defend coming out of the corner, but he'll actually take the racing line. So he'll basically just take a wide exit, and that's actually P2 there. And I know he's there, so I know I need to get a move on. So I'm going to try and go around the outside of these two here. I'm not, yeah, and that's P2. Is that P2 there? I'm not entirely sure. I should go right here, and that's P2. No, that's not P2. It goes past. Sorry, guys. But yeah, P2 could have gotten past there. Oh wait, no, it was P2. I just looked at the position counter. That was P2 who got past at turn 6 because I was getting quite desperate there. So now we are now chasing P2 and we've got more back markers ahead, so hopefully we can now use them as a weapon against him rather than vice versa. And we are sticking to the back of him fairly well here. We're going to go on to lap number 13 and I'm just hoping that the back markers will hopefully play a part in this, a positive part for me. I do want to remind you guys that I would still be happy with a P2, but because P1 is an opportunity, I would like a P1 here. We're going to look for the inside here, but I think we're just a bit too far behind. So that gap is going to open because we were still on the inside as we took that corner. However, I do seem to be quicker through some of these corners here. I say some of these corners, I think most of them I'm quicker through. Actually, turn number 2, as you just saw, he's actually quicker through there by the looks of things. As we come up to some more back markers, I am hoping that they will slow him down and will be able to put on a audacious move here. Like this one, going down the inside, but just wasn't really alongside him there. So we're going to have to wait for lap number 15 for another chance, and there is a lot of back markers here. So I'm just hoping again But we can take this as an opportunity and we actually collide with P1 as it took avoiding action to probably what was a slow kart. So we're going to have to try again, and we actually hit them again because I'm not expecting everyone to be going this slow. And I'm actually going for the outside here, and I've gone wide because I'm just trying to but I'm not happy with myself here, and P2 is just getting away now. He's actually going to overtake this back marker. I try to follow him through, but now there's a back marker between myself and him, and there's actually a back marker put down the inside of me, which is not going to help. He's done it again, and he might actually overtake me here as he gets the inside to turn 4. He does actually, and at this point I am not particularly happy. I need to get past these karters ASAP. As you can see, P1 is just going into the distance now, and at this point I think our attention is turning to basically just getting a good pit stop, pretty much, because he's just so far ahead. Look at him, he's not so far ahead, but I've now got to get past 2 back markers to get to him as he overtakes the person in the green here. I'm actually going to overtake this back marker at turn 7. They might still be on the inside, but P2 is still there. I'm actually going into the pit lane here. Let's see what position we come out in, and the hope now is to basically perform an undercut on P1. So we're going to do a little light jog between the 2 karts here. As you can see, I'm not running because I don't want to seem too eager, but I do want to get out in a fairly decent position here. I've never had the opportunity to get a podium, let alone a win before. Well, I have had the opportunity, just haven't really taken it. And there you go, we're out in P6. Let's see what we can do to catch back up to P1. So we're just about to go on to lap 22, and we're about to see something that I really did not want to see. Yup, that is what I believe is P1 coming out of the pits, who is obviously now in P2. We're actually going to get a red flag here. I'm going to see why. There you go. You probably can't hear it, but the marshals are shouting like stop, 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 because this is I don't think I've ever seen this before. An incident on the up ramp. They're actually telling me to go up the ramp, which is why I'm going to move up here. And I think just around this corner is actually, there you go, is the person who's just come out the pit lane. Now at this moment in time I'm thinking that's P1, although I'm pretty sure it's P2, if that's even for a position at all, that is. But yeah, obviously in my mind I'm thinking as P1 we gotta go absolutely ballistic when this green flag comes out. I was hoping to go straight to green so I can get this back marker on the outside basically instantly, but no, they're going to go ahead. This green flag, we're going to get them going round the outside anyway. So that's a really good job done. And then we got the guy in the blue here, which I believe is P1, but I'm pretty sure it's actually P2. I think is it the guy in the blue ahead of him, is that P1? I don't believe so. I think the guy who's currently ahead of me is P2. So we're going to try and overtake him here, because he's just come out and put that in. I mean, it could be either one of these two. I'm pretty sure it's the guy in front of me here at P2. So we're going to go behind them. They'll probably know that we're here. We're going to go down the inside, and that is indeed P2, right there. We've got some back marker stickler here before we can safely say that, you know, we have P2 and let's run off, try and catch P1. I'm going to go down the inside here of this back marker here as we go on to lap number 24. And this back marker in the green here, the only other driver who is in the green, because I was also in the green as well. And we're actually going to go down the inside. I think he actually let me through there, which is very kind of him. And we're just going to hopefully drive off into this sunset and hunt down P1. Now we're on lap 26. Now I don't know this, but P1 is actually in the pit lane right now. So we're going to go around the corner here, and I don't know this obviously, but we're now in P1. We're in P1, and well, obviously I'm in my head I'm thinking I'm in P1 anyway, you know, because obviously I thought we overtook P1 after that red flag, but only just now I'm in P1. So we're now going to get past all these back markers, because I'm pretty sure P2 is obviously going to be pretty quick, I'm pretty sure, because obviously of what he has shown in the first stages of this race, obviously where he's overtaken me. So we're basically just going to try and pull a really big gap in case if something goes wrong, sort of thing, like maybe I try to overtake a back marker and they put me into a wall or something like that. We're just going to try and pull a really big gap, hopefully nothing goes wrong. And hopefully, in my mind, my target is to just secure at least a P5. Now you guys probably saw that really orange window, that really bright window, and probably people, we didn't see that. What is that? That's an orange a bin lorry, and because it's through out the window and the sun is quite low, because obviously this race started about 8 o'clock in the morning, so the sun is quite low. It looks really orange. You might actually see it again coming around here. No, they have actually moved off there. And we're going to make a move on this guy here. There you go. Oh, he's actually still on the inside, so I'm going to give him some space. Okay, and we've just been overtaken by... is that Isaac? It might be Isaac, you know. I don't actually know that, but it might be. Anyway, if it's Isaac or not, we're going to overtake him again, probably here. There you go, and he's actually gone into the wall. I say sorry in case if I did actually a bump in there. I'm going to now try and overtake this back marker here. And okay, he's actually cut me off. Okay, let's try again. We're not going to go around here because I know what's going to happen. There. I'm going to try and switch back on turn 5 and get the move done on you. There you go. There you go. That is a move that I love to do. It's just so satisfying. A lot of people just don't see it coming. It's just such an odd spot to do it due to turn 4 being there as well. Anyway, this back marker is going to get out of the way. Let's continue. Basically making that gap bigger.
Thanks, mate. I think
We're now into the final stages of the race, and I think I pulled a pretty big gap in P2. Whoa! Oh my goodness, that would have been one heck of a crash. Jesus, that back marker almost spun it, and I just about am able to slam the brakes on in time. If we'd actually collided, oh my god, that would have been pretty bad. Now, up ahead we see a whole train of cars, and this cart number 22 is going to look behind us. Yep, and there you go. That is confirmation that that is Isaac. That is just something he does. So we're going to try and actually lap Isaac here. Now, at some point we lapped Austin. I believe that would have happened when he was in the pit lane. I think we've actually lapped him twice, and we might be going to lap him soon. But we'll actually get Isaac on the inside of turn 2 there, and that might be Austin ahead of this other back marker here. I believe it is actually, yes. So, yeah, and he gets into an incident in typical Austin fashion there, almost spinning someone into the barrier, and get a yellow flag here, just as a back marker overtakes us. And it's actually a red flag now. We're going to pull up at the top, and yes, someone did overtake me on the yellows. We're going to ignore that though, because I am in P1. Actually looking at the person, I recognise him. I think he was P2 challenging me for P1 earlier in this race. So now I'm thinking I haven't actually overtaken him yet. We're getting yellow flags, and he's gonna get the. Yes, we're not going to go green. He's going to actually stay ahead of me for the time being. What I don't know is actually, because I'm in P1, if I do pass him, like I might do here now, I'm actually going to lap him. So let's see if I do actually lap him as we go to the outside lane. Obviously, in my mind, I don't know this one. I'm thinking I might still be in P2, but I'm actually in P1. Again, I don't know this, but I'm trying to frantically get past them because I don't even know how many laps left there are. There's actually 2 laps left. And, yeah, P2, as I'm pretty sure he is, right now, is actually ahead of me, but I'm in P1, so as we go for the classic Rooster, the switch back at turn 5, which gets the job done. once again, we now go on to the final lap. As we come round to the final turn of turn 8, we're going to come across the line to finish P1. We have won our first ever 50 lap race, and at this point I'm pretty sure I have again a top 5 I'd be really happy with a top 5. We're going to go to yellow flag with the checker flag out. I'm going to return back to the pit lane. So guys, if you did enjoy this video and want to see me do more karting, we are looking at doing karting again pretty soon. I think it's going to be a practice, but we'll see. We might be going with Isaac and Unstoppable Lego. So if you do want to see that, smack that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so you don't miss when that video as well as other videos do come out. I'm trying to change up the channel, put some more good content on. Anyway guys, until then, we will now say goodbye.